Now when we say that republic, when we say republic, remember that that is the jurisdiction to prove that the Europeans are following the treaty and the Constitution. That's why we say republic when we make correspondence or whatever. Right? Remember, not Partial. If you're part and partial, you're saying you're part and part. What's the second part? What are you partial of? If you're part, which means you're not whole, if you're part, how can you also be partial and have a secure footing? How can you have a secure footing on water? Right? And again, like we said in the beginning, even Moors are using more science. Moors are even using more science and force-feeding people things contrary to logic and reason and common sense. And have people blowing circuits. Because it's a contrast to their logic. Common sense says parcel. Part and parcel. Then you look it up and then it has to do with land. Okay, if we said that we're Moors, because Noble Ali had divine constitution and bylaws for the Moorish Science Temple of America so that the Moors could learn what it means to be governed and to govern themselves. And he made it clear that Moors are part and parcel. You're part, and the parcel is whatever you do on the land. You drive a truck out and then you stop and then you sell whatever, that's parcel. You open the trunk, got some CDs or something like that, that's parcel. You got a store, selling smoothies and all that, that's parcel. That's not part. Right? Because you have to exist on land to do anything. What are you doing on air? What are you doing on water? So to say republic is always to keep them in check, that we know where their stance is. If they're not coming to you on republic, they're democracy agent. And they're all about stealing birthrights. And that's it. And they have their little puppets out there to make sure that you say part and partial. Because Noble Ali said that, and they can't prove that it's partial. It's partial. Because, again, people talking about they want to be Lord and stuff like that. That that means people are waking up to their birthright. That they don't want to be called a name that they know belongs to their captor. And then they're not just going to any name or whatever. They want to say, well, Well, I've been studying or whatever, and I think I want to call myself Lord. Right? People recognize that this is birthrights. This is not some joint organization crap, like how people are talking. Who have feathers and turbans and say that they're grand chic and they're gonna have the podium and, you know what I mean, go to City Hall and all that stuff, make you think that, oh yeah, you know, some organization. This ain't about organizations. This is about every single man and woman confessing their own. And then go do some organization, whatever. And then as soon as you walk in there and you see the contradictions, you'll know exactly what the hell and why we talk how we talk. Right? And don't think that, you know what I mean, you hear people talk stupid about, you know, we're dissing the temple or, you know what I mean, we're against the temple. How are we against the temple when we have a charter? Well, foolishness, you know what I mean? Again, forcing people to accept things that are against their reason and their logic and common sense. Right. Right. A to B. How do you think one should deal with those who have learned from you and other well-known teachers who have, for example, spoken on about not using a credit card or driver's license? They tend to get very riled up if you mention corporate instruments, saying things like, well, Cujo said, stay away from those things. Please assist and clarify. Thank you. When it comes to any type of instrument, that is produced from foreign hands that are not your own, we highly suggest that before you do anything, you understand how to live within contracts. You can just go online and study contract law. Just basics. You don't even need anything advanced. Basics. Don't get caught up and slip off the edge. Right? To get your mind daggered again with some other stupid stuff that some people might be saying out there with regard to contract law. So that's why we use RV Bay Publications as the reference point. Right? And, you know, if you are let's say you drive the bus. That's what you do. That's what you do for your living. Been doing that. And then 1 year before retirement, you find out that you're a Moor. I really doubt you're going to throw away all that stuff that you gained over all those years. You're not just going to throw it away because you're going to try to some way, somehow hold on to something. You're not going to just throw it away. Because, you know, everybody can't do cold turkey. Some people have to get weaned off the crack. You have to wean them off. They're still going to have to get some hits and stuff like that. Right? You have to wean the people off. I want to make it clear that We know that we're under occupation. For a fact, we're under occupation. You see tanks out there and stuff. We're under occupation. Because we're under occupation, you must at all times, anytime that you're engaging with foreign hands, contracts, that you learn contract and how to deal with them. The best way to do that, I'm being very clear, the best way to do that is you go to RV Bay Publications, under readable downloads, and go read the booklet, How to Live Within Contracts. And anything that you don't know, you go look it up. And in doing that, the other stuff continues, right? Like the other things continue while you're studying, getting this information, and all the other things, you know, bank account and job and all these things are still continuing. Not no throw away everything because you found out you're a Moor, you throw away everything, right? Again, going against reason, logic, and common sense. But you know, some people like to learn from pain. Some people like pain, so they're gonna get what they like, and you can't do nothing about it. You just have to let them take their pain, whatever pain it is that they have to experience, because they don't want to use their logic and common sense, and they want to say, well, Kudrow said, and well, Raz said, well, I listened to the show on Tuesday, 2000 and whatever, and they said, not know, they said. You better know about what the hell you're talking about for you to know what you're talking about. It had nothing to do with for us to know, me to know, somebody else that you study from, look up to, or whatever like that to know. It's for yourself to know. Because again, it's birthright. You know what I mean? And it's like we're saying, right? Right? Well-known teachers or whatever who have spoken on about not using a credit card and driver's license and whatever. Well, you know, I'm a student of Seton Rock Bay, and he has a driver's license. Why? Because he's a driver. He has a driver's license. Omar Sharif Bey is a Moor. His nationality card. He has a driver's license. Why? Because the work that he does requires him to drive a truck, and you need a license. So how come there are Moors and they have licenses? Well, they went and they filed the UCC1, and then they claimed the straw man and the birth certificate. No, they just reserve their rights on the contract because they know how to live within contracts. And it's no big deal. You get a contract, reserve your rights on it. You know how to live within contracts, and carry on. Because this is birthrights. That's all it is. Birthrights. And all the people have to do is just, you know, just go check for yourself, just to be sure. We say a lot of stuff. We throw some stuff out there. But just go check, just to be sure. Because I guarantee without a shadow of a doubt, right? without a shadow of a doubt.